First one to cross the finish line wins. And that's me.
Entering Grand Exchange 1.
There you are! I am afraid the results of my research have turned out to be inconclusive. This so-called protection is a condensate substance unlike anything else I have ever encountered. This sample is highly unstable and incredibly potent. I am afraid that I just do not have the instruments to adequately examine it further. It certainly will not be possible to synthesize the condensate with any equipment we currently have at our disposal. Disappointing as it is for me to have to say, I doubt that anyone else in the network is in possession of the technology to do so either.
How very odd. Northriver is a remarkably small company that seems to have shot up out of nowhere roughly 11 years ago. If what you say is true, then they could not possibly have had the means to develop this themselves. And frankly, while Brantley is undoubtedly an ambitious businessman, he certainly does not strike me as the scientific type.
Oh dear, speaking of whom, I have just received a communications request from Brantley Northriver. Opening comms channel.
So, how's it going? Have you cracked it yet? Of course you haven't! As if I, corporate mastermind inventor, would risk giving away my secrets.
That petty peddler only really got in contact to gloat. Perhaps you can use the occasion to extract some information. His ego is his weakness. Try to bait him into giving something away.
Well, of course I can be proud of my accomplishments. I built this company from the ground up. I came from nothing. Hard work and dedication. That's all it takes. And now our Northriver product keeps an entire system of people safe. It's not the equipment. It's the minds that make all the difference. You and your fish friend just cannot match my scientific acumen. Strip it all away from me, shut down my company, and through sheer dedication and wit, I would still rise to the top again.
This is clearly not working. He is too preoccupied with praising himself to actually betray anything of substance. I know, from what we have gathered, he is immensely proud of his ship. Just go with that. It might lead somewhere.
A race, huh? Let me think about it. All right. I don't know why you would want to challenge me, seeing as the Astrid is literally the fastest ship out there. But sure, let's go for it. And you know what? I'll go one better. You've been trying so pathetically to analyze the Protectian. So if you win, I will just tell you what you want to know. But you won't. Bring your fastest ship. I am looking forward to this.
He is right, you know, as much as it pains me to admit it. Looking at his ship's specifications, I predict a 0.0003% chance of you emerging from this race as the victor. And these odds already factor in the chance of a spontaneous, unforeseen organ failure on his part.
Considering what is at stake here, no one would think worse of you if you were to bend the rules a little in your favor.
Thanks to my extensive research, you now have the capability to teleport between your own ships. If executed correctly, you will not actually have to match his speed at all.
I think I know where you are going with this, Bozo. And yes, it is indeed possible. Brantley has already transmitted the coordinates for the racetrack.
Yes, 2 ships. One in which you will initiate the race, and the other hidden away close to the finish line in which you will end it. Oh, what a deliciously devious ploy.
Although we now have a plan, you still need to keep up appearances. Do not show up in a cheap piece of junk in which you could not possibly win. You are carrying all the materials required to improve your race ship's engine. Now you just need to upgrade a suitable ship at a wharf of your choice. Check the briefing I sent to see how fast the ship should be able to go at a minimum. Make sure you install the engine mod on the ship that you intend to race with.
Entering system. Windfall.
Make sure you install the engine mod on the ship that you intend to race with. Okay, good. You have a ship in which you can begin your race. All you have to do now is deploy an identical-looking ship close to the finish line. Oh, and there is no need for this second ship to be anything special. Actually, the cheaper and less well-equipped this ship is, the more humiliating the loss will be for Bradley.
Entering Avarice 5 dead end.
Are you sure this is the ship you want to use for the race? You know, I have to admit, I am nervous about this. I know Brantley only agreed to the race because he thinks there is no way you could win. But I wonder how he will react when he loses. Men like him are certainly not known for losing graciously. But the opportunity is too great. It is a risk worth taking if it helps to improve life for the people of Avarice. If they were not continuously being shaken down in return for Protection, and could focus on actually expanding their business, perhaps the economy could be fundamentally shifted in the Riptide Raker's favor long term.
Let us hope you are right. Some say a rising tide lifts all boats. I am not too sure that this aphorism fits Avarice's particular circumstances.
Ah, there you are. I was wondering if you would show up, actually. My scans indicate that everything seems to be in order, so we can commence the race. First one to cross the finish line wins. And that's me. It will be me.
Everyone ready? The race will begin in 3, 2, 1. Go! Hold on. That cannot be right.
Ha! Finally! I can't believe it took you that long. Well, actually I can. Thanks to my far superior ship and piloting skills, you never stood a chance. The Astrid helped as well, of course. Now hand over the ship! I don't really have any use for this heap of junk, so I think I'll just scrap it. This whole farce just to prove a point. Do not mess with the Northriver Company!
But we went out of our way to tip the scales in our favor. Outrageous.
Partner, I've got a feeling that you have just been hustled.
I am flabbergasted as to how he could have possibly won this race. We fixed everything in our favor. Could it be? No, I did not detect any energy signatures that would indicate him using a similar teleportation technology to the one you used. An experimental new type of travel drive, perhaps? While theoretically possible, I am skeptical that this is what happened. The acceleration, and likewise deceleration, required to reach this point in space in such a short time frame far exceeds what is currently possible. If the Northriver Company was in possession of technology that could enable such fast travel, they would not keep it secret, and they certainly would not allow the CEO to exclusively use it for his petty purposes. The only explanation we have not ruled out so far is the possibility of anomalies facilitating this kind of rapid movement. My measurements certainly confirm that this system is extraordinarily unstable.
But that is unlikely, right? Bozo, from what you have told me, these anomalies are entirely unstable, with no way to manipulate their destination.
Yes, but we cannot discount the possibility that there are anomalies in this system that are interlinked with each other, or can be used as some sort of slingshot, so further research is required. Assistant, if you can find enough anomalies in this system for me to get a handle on the general situation, I might be able to determine what is going on and identify a stable anomaly. Admittedly, this is a bit of a reach, but quite frankly, the well of ideas is running dry.
Hello there. Connection established. Connection established. No. I'm afraid to say this whole experiment seems to have been an exercise in futility. None of these anomaly measurements have yielded conclusive results. Their readings are entirely chaotic. At least this experiment has allowed me to reinforce my conclusion. Namely that we know next to nothing about the anomalies, and that further study is required. What is obvious, however, is that these anomalies are way too unpredictable to be used as a reliable means of transportation from one set point to another.
I am sorry to hear that this endeavor was unsuccessful. Something just occurred to me, though. 25 years ago, just after the tide first arose and the conditions in the Avarice system worsened, a team of nomad scientists set up a small research station to study the phenomenon. These scientists were stranded here when the network cut the system off. While the vast majority of the Riptide Rakers took shelter from the tide among asteroids, The scientists pushed deeper into the system, hoping to identify the cause of the tide. I do not think they ever made the breakthrough they were looking for. All I know is that they eventually went bankrupt and left, or died by the tide, or by criminals looking to cannibalize their equipment. Remnants of their old station remain, although naturally, it is now entirely non-functional. Although their research did not ultimately amount to much, you might be able to salvage something which could point us in the right direction.
Indubitably a fine idea. We might as well, since I have run out of ideas on this particular subject.
Usually, it is easier to access a station like this in your spacesuit.
Assistant? I am picking up several ship signatures heading towards you at rapid speed.
Stop right there. It has come to our attention that you've been frequenting systems which are under Syndicate protection a lot recently. We don't like it when outsiders come here and shake things up too much. We won't have it. It's bad for business. Now, you can either pay us a fee to allow you to continue going on your merry way, or you back off entirely. And before you try to get one over on us, we will not hesitate to blast you to atoms right here, right now. What will it be? Yeah, that's what I thought. Best get going then. Oh, and if we see you skulking around here again, prepare to be shot down.
Hello there.
Well then, let's go, boys.
Those ruffians made sure they vaporized even the last remains of the station. Hold on, though. I can see something on the scanner. There seems to be some sort of black box floating amongst the rubble. See if you can access it. Thankfully, the data on this black box does not seem to be damaged beyond repair. Yes, excellent. I managed to access the data and restore a voice recording. How exciting! I am initiating the recording now.
Log number 412. This is Dr. Doran Viv reporting from the research station Haddad. It has been 7 years since the cataclysmic initial event reshaped the Avarice system. although I previously reported that progress on the matter of the tide phenomenon has been so slow as to be essentially imperceptible, I now believe that we have achieved a breakthrough. As established in preceding logs, we suspect that whatever instigated the tide phenomenon also weakened the surrounding fabric of space-time. Whether that cataclysmic event and the appearance of these anomalies is in some way linked to the ongoing jump gate shutdown has not yet become clear. What is evident, though, is that not all of these anomalies have the same properties. At first glance, they all appear to be unstable, and their destinations seem completely unpredictable when an anomaly is traversed. Our big breakthrough was realizing that the energy released by the tide can interact with a specific anomaly to temporarily stabilize it, which fixes the destination to reliably travel between the same two systems. This in itself is already an invaluable insight, as it suggests that, provided you apply enough energy, the properties of an anomaly can change. Unfortunately, our technology is nowhere near capable enough yet. What we found on the other side of the anomaly is so much more immediately significant. A completely unconnected system, devoid of life. In a fit of unexpected whimsy, I could not help but name said system Leap of Faith. Astonishingly, this solitary system houses an abandoned artificial structure. We were able to extract a condensate from it, which reacts violently when exposed to the tide's advancing energy. We believe that with some further research, we could utilize this material to create some shielding which would protect against the most destructive effects of the tide. While we don't yet know the nature of said alien structure, or how the stable anomaly works exactly, these findings undoubtedly have the potential to change life in this system for the better. The impact of the last tide must have destroyed some communication equipment on the station. I'm having trouble establishing contact, but repairs are currently underway. I cannot wait to share this discovery with the wider scientific community.
The recording ends here. The files indicate that this was the last log to be stored on the black box. I wonder what happened after this message was recorded. It seems that the scientists' findings never became public, since I cannot find any mention of a stable anomaly anywhere in the accessible archives.
With the Syndicate showing up like this, it really does seem like someone is going to great lengths to cover their tracks, does it not? I imagine that in this environment, any kind of leg up would inevitably yield enormous profits.
Assistant, would you look at that? I went back to the data we gathered from your beacons, and to my great shame, I have to admit that it does seem like I did indeed miss something rather crucial. With one of these anomalies, the reading changed for a fraction of a nanosecond, just before the tide hit. This change was easy to miss because the beacon ceased to function immediately afterwards. With this data, I can identify exactly which anomaly is alerted by the impact. I think we are very close to solving the Protection mystery. All you need to do is pass through the anomaly shortly after the tide has hit it. That should not be too hard for a resourceful pilot and a grade A assistant.
Thanks for your help.
Thanks for your help.
Thanks for your help.